Okay, and what do you recommend for someone that says, I'm concerned my memory's not as good as it used to be. I'm concerned about Alzheimer's. I'm just concerned about my brain health in general. Are there supplements or herbs that are appropriate to help in this area?
Yeah.
Well, before herbs, I want to jump back to talking about some basics. If Alzheimer's disease is referred to as type 3 diabetes. It's closely linked to the same dietary factors that are associated with type 2 diabetes. Poor cardiovascular function, lack of exercise, not getting enough sleep, a long list of drugs that are associated with increasing the risk for Alzheimer's, including anticholinergics that are used for sleeping pills, and we've also got benzodiazepines and these other drugs for sedative hypnotic effects that increase the risk. I mentioned acetaminophen, another big risk factor, proton pump inhibitors. So lots of drugs are being linked to poor memory and cognition. I gave a lecture today on flavonoids and talked about how important they are in promoting brain health. Some of the best research that's been done on nutrition and brain health have shown overwhelming documentation that B vitamins are very effective, and omega-3 fatty acids are very effective in preventing cognition loss and memory loss as we age. But what they found was that when you combine them, you got even greater effects. And this research was done at Oxford, so it means it's almost irrefutable from that high standard of an educational institution. As far as supplements go, there's a lot of things that can offer some protection. There was a recent study at UCLA with an active form of curcumin, which is a yellow pigment of turmeric. This was a study that showed that it not only improved cognition, it basically reversed some of the early damage associated with Alzheimer's disease. So very much cutting edge research done at UCLA with this form of curcumin. It's called theracurmin. Very good research with that. But there's a lot of things. Some of the medicinal mushrooms are showing great benefit. There's simple things like cacao, cocoa, blueberries, all very powerful in protecting against neurodegeneration and loss of cognition and memory as we age.
Yeah, and I would probably add I agree with everything. I would probably add, as far as on the herbal level, definitely ginkgo. Ginkgo has been studied for a long time. I love things like, you mentioned medicinal mushrooms. Lion's mane has really started gathering some huge eyes on it over the last few years. And then things like Schizandra. Schizandra berry has been used in Asia and the cultures in Asia, and they attribute a lot of their longevity and their brain function as they get older to the daily consumption of Schizandra. So I do think that there are some lifestyle things, the diet things, they all have to coalesce and come together. So definitely.
Okay, and what are your do you have any recommendations for someone that's having blood sugar, type 2 diabetes issues, and their blood sugar is high? Are there any herbs? We've discussed diet a lot for the 17 days of the conference. Are there any supplements or herbs that are a significant help with blood sugar for people with high blood sugar?
Well, I mentioned berberine earlier. Berberine has been compared to metformin and offers some significant advantages over metformin. But berberine has very good documentation. 500 milligrams 2 or 3 times a day before meals has been shown to significantly improve blood sugar control on par with metformin and other oral hypoglycemic agents. I also like a dietary fiber matrix that I helped develop when I was at Natural Factors. It's called PGX. PGX is the most viscous dietary fiber out there. 5 grams of PGX would be equal to about 100 grams of psyllium. You wouldn't be able to eat 100 grams of psyllium, but in terms of its impact on appetite control, promoting weight loss, and improving blood sugar control, it's the best of the fibers out there. And I developed a program, a diabetes reversal program for patients with type 2 diabetes. I utilized this program successfully in over 1,000 patients, and PGX was the primary tool that I would use to help people control their appetite, lower their glycemic volatility, and help improve blood sugar control, and in many cases get off of their prescription medications. Type 2 diabetes, we often think of as being a progression related to a diet high in sugar, but I will say this, when they looked at, we've done these very large studies in the US, these Haynes studies, and what these studies have shown when it comes to diabetes, they looked at the levels of various pesticides in the blood. And when they looked at just one pesticide, it wasn't a big deal. But when they started looking at 5 or more, what they found is that we often think that diabetes is associated with obesity, and that's kind of going away. In this particular study, and this was done in 2000, first analysis was done, I think, in 2006. They showed that in the people that were slim, they had low body mass index. If they had a high level, if they were in the highest quintile in pesticide content in their blood, they had a greater risk for diabetes than people that were severely obese who had the lowest level of pesticide residues in their body, in their blood. So I think we're going to start seeing more and more data. We're living in an ever increasingly polluted world, and these pollutants are wreaking havoc on our health. We talked a little bit about Alzheimer's disease earlier. I mentioned it's referred to as type 3 diabetes. We see the same sort of risk factors related to the Alzheimer's that we're seeing with these in type 2 diabetes. And we also see this near epidemic occurring in conditions like autism and attention deficit disorder. And I think that this ever increasingly high load of environmental pollutants is contributing to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I completely, I love that I can say I agree with you so much.
That's very rare coming from women for me.
Well, I have to say, Dr. Murray, I am agreeing with almost everything everything you've said so far. I mean, the only thing I would tuck in there as far as an herb is, one of my favorite to help with blood sugar is cinnamon. Curcumin is awesome. And, that's something I actually take every day. But I also take a form of cinnamon every day too, because it's very well known for what it does for blood sugar.